Good morning. It's Thursday morning. I've just had a lovely slow start to my day and I'm feeling good. This is something Alex and I have decided to do recently. Look at the cats. This is where they sit every day. Grab my phone. They just chill on the bed. They love it in here, it's the sunniest room. Yeah, I don't know what spurred it on, but at the minute, we have been feeling a little bit like we're working at the weekends a lot, and our weekends are just escaping us. I think I kind of mentioned this in my last video, that because we upload a video on Sunday, sometimes there's a little bit of work left over on a Sunday, and I think what spurred it on, is reading that in the UK, they are introducing 4-day work weeks, I think amongst a sort of test group of companies to see if it affects productivity. I'll try and leave a link to the article that I read down below because I may be kind of paraphrasing exactly what is happening. But I think essentially they're testing it out because they've done it in other countries. I know that they've done it in Japan, and it has actually improved productivity for people and businesses. And it's this, it's this silly idea that a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday work week is productive, and I'm pretty sure that the 9 to 5 Monday to Friday and the weekend thing started a very long time ago. I'm gonna look this up really quickly because it's really interesting when you actually look into why we do that, and when you start looking at the habits that humans have and the way that society works, you realise it's really based on not much at all. And we just do it because, I mean, obviously you do it because you have to. You don't have a choice if you have to go to work. But it's just interesting that it's set up that way. I quickly looked it up, and I think it was started by Ford as a way to protect workers. So originally, I think that lots of factory workers were working 10, 12-hour days. So he introduced an 8-hour workday to protect workers. But this was in the 20s. And in the 50s, lawyers or law firms introduced billable hours because they realised they weren't getting paid for the hours that they were putting in. And then this kind of spread across the industry, even in industries where billable hours didn't make sense. So we're living in a world now where we get paid for the hours we work, we don't get paid for the work we do, which is an interesting concept because for me personally, my job, I don't get paid for the hours that I work, I get paid for the work that I do. And hello Roxy, she wants to join the kittens on the bed. While if I put more hours in, I'll probably produce more work, which will probably get me more earnings or salary. It doesn't necessarily equate that way, and it's a reflection that I was having that I have control over my hours, I have control over my time. And I think a lot of us now are having more control over our hours and our time because some of us are working from home. And I think it's creating a bit of a shift in the way that we look at things. And it just made me think, why am I forcing myself to do a Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, 9 to 5, or sometimes it might be a bit different because I can be flexible, but maybe one day it's 10 till 6, or maybe one day it's 8 till 4, or one day maybe I work less and then I work a day at the weekend. Why am I following that structure when in reality it doesn't actually apply to me? And because we have our office next door, I was also forcing myself to sort of equate my productivity with sitting down in the office at my computer, which doesn't work either. So I thought about it and I thought, what is stressing me out right now? What's stressing me out sometimes is not getting the work done and also feeling a bit too rigid with how I'm doing things and not having enough creative space and time by myself to create videos or to have ideas or just to have time off. So I said to Alex, why don't we try where Thursdays we have a relaxing, slow day? This doesn't mean that we're not working. Today I'm going to be editing a video, I'm filming this video, Alex is going to be editing some reels, I've got to send off, I've got to post a brand. Like there's work happening, but it's just my approach to the day is different. So usually I'd be waking up really early, going to the gym, and I'd be in the office at 9, I'd be doing our calendar, thinking about what we're doing that day, and I would be solidly pretty much spending the entire day, filling all my hours with as much work as I can so that I'm staying on top of things. But Thursdays, today I had a lie-in, I didn't set an alarm, which I actually think is really important for everyone to do, even at the weekends, whenever you have a day off. Just let yourself sleep. Sleep is so healthy and so good for you, and I feel like we just don't value it. and it can be so restful and so rewarding to just sleep and enjoy your sleep. Last night we went to the cinema and we saw Matrix Resurrections, so we stayed up a bit later than I would usually. So I allowed myself to have a sleep, didn't go to the gym. This is going to be my rest day. I had a really slow morning, made my breakfast, sat and read a book, cuddled with Roxy, and having that time rejuvenates you. It gives you energy, it gives you perspective, it makes you feel better. I've been experiencing a lot of anxiety recently. What's new? And I think that part of it is overworking myself, so I don't have a good work-life balance. So actually when I take time off, I go into this hyper anxiety state, and I think that's because there's too much, what's the word? It's too like paradoxical. No, that's not the right word. There's too big of a difference. So over Christmas, I started to feel anxious. I think because I wasn't working and I was doing so little, then I had my wisdom teeth out and I couldn't do anything then. And when I don't do work, I get my anxiety starts to come up and my brain starts to get really active with it. And I think that's because I don't have a balance. So what I'm doing is I'm shutting out a lot of my emotions and feelings through doing work. So when I stop, it all comes up. And I think the way to tackle this is to slow down and have balance throughout. And that's what today is going to be. So we've had a nice relaxing day. That was a very long introduction, but I like to share these things in case it resonates with any of you. If you are in the same position, you're self-employed or you have flexibility with your working hours, it's something to consider to literally even just the sake of giving yourself an extra hour in the morning or extra time to relax. Or if you can figure out, I don't know what your situation is, obviously everyone's very different, but if you can find time to relax a bit and give yourself time off, have a morning where you just have a slow breakfast rather than getting straight into it. It is very powerful. I today have some plans to hang some stuff up in our living room. I want to show you some house updates, and because since we did the living room at Christmas time, we just kind of left it and all the pictures aren't hung on the wall, so I really want to hang the pictures up. I want to show you the garage because lots of progress has been made in the garage. I want to get outdoors and clean up a bit because we're having renovations done kind of outside because it's the garage. There's like tools and stuff outside, we're using the shed and it just looks really messy, and I want to tidy up a bit and yeah, just do bits that I don't usually have time to do and I don't really want to be spending my weekend doing. I want to enjoy my weekends, and this is something we find that we get to the weekend and we spend our entire weekend working and doing chores and not making time to have fun and enjoy ourselves. And I think COVID did that to us. I really do. I think that I used to have so much more time to have fun and go and do stuff, and COVID stopped us being able to do it. And now I just settle into this life of just always working and always doing chores and just being a boring adult. And that's not what 2022 is for. It's having fun, relaxing, enjoying your life, because life is short and we need to all be embracing it and enjoying it. Anyway, there's my speech for the day. When will I ever film a video where I'm not going to be chatting so much? Our living room. I know lots of you are like, when's the reveal? We are waiting on our sofa delivery. The sofa is still our current sofa. Look at this mess. Haven't even fluffed the pillows. Yeah, our sofa delivery was supposed to happen on the 10th of January and it's got delayed. I think it's happening next week or something, but they still haven't confirmed, so we'll see. I think there's issues because of COVID with fabric deliveries, that's what they've said. So that hasn't happened. I want to reorganise these shelves because I have all these books that I got off Facebook Marketplace that were free. They're like encyclopedia. I want to put them on the shelf and rearrange the shelves to like what I want them to look like. And also we need to hang the curtains. They got adjusted because they were wrong. We did pinch pleats, didn't look right, so we're just going to have normal just pleating. And I want to hang this mirror because it's been sitting on that sofa and it's probably not a good idea to do that. So that's what I want to do. I need to ask Alex when he's free to help me with that though. Alex, when are you free to do the living room? What time of day would be best?
After lunch.
After lunch. So we're doing that after lunch. So I might go next door. I've got a video that I need to edit and send off to a brand to finish. It was a really long video. And I got so bored of it yesterday because my computer was messing up. It's a really sunny day today. I think one of my favourite weathers is when it's winter and it's sunny and crisp outside. It's just so, I don't know, it's so lovely. Oh, I want to share with you this app that I downloaded. It does cost money, but so far I'm actually really appreciating it. So I've made it a little widget on my phone in the top corner. Can you see? And it says, I only need validation from me. It's basically an affirmation app, and they give you can choose how many affirmations you want per day, and it gives you like a notification, and then it says the affirmation. And I've been finding it so incredible recently. I love affirmations. Whenever I'm really going through a hard time, and I have so much experience with this, when I have gone through a difficult time, affirmations have been the thing that's really, really stuck and really helped. Hello. You know what time it is? It's time for Daddy to take you out. Are you going to take her for a WALK? And another one that came up today, so I think it's kind of like you can create the widget and it will just choose a different one. This one that just came up, and I really needed to hear it, was, I recognise my anxiety triggers and I'm working to overcome them. So if anyone's looking for an affirmation app, it's called I Am. And I just downloaded it and I am really, really enjoying it. And what I'm going to be doing is, when I drive to the gym in the morning, is I'll look at what the affirmation is in the morning and I'll say it to myself on the car ride there. And then if there's another one, because you basically just scroll through and I guess reach one that you resonate with. There you go. I will stop apologising for being myself. Very important. And yeah, I'll pick one and I'll say it on the way to the gym, and on the way back I'll either say the same thing, or maybe if I feel like saying another one, I'll say that one. And saying it out loud, wow. I think the other day it was, I am stronger than anxiety, and boy did that help me that day. So there you go. Anyway, I'm gonna go next door and I'm gonna try and finish this video, because then I can relax for the day and do the things that I want to do rather than be on a computer. I have finished editing my video and the lads have gone out for lunch, so I thought I would show you a garage update. I think the last time I showed you, this wall was still here. Well, you can't really see it because they've obviously proofed it, but they've knocked this wall out ready for the window, and I think it's just, well, I'll show you inside, it's just wood. They've also been painting, we've got the matchboard up. I'll maybe insert a clip here of what it was last time I showed you. It's just so you can have a comparison. So actually, this is my first time going in here since they painted. So, they painted this wall, which looks so good. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. That is so exciting. So that looks amazing. And basically, we tanked this wall so that it would be waterproof, but I didn't want to lose the character. We were thinking about repointing it, but I think this looks really, really good, and we're just going to sort of obviously finish off the edges and fill it, but that probably, when this wall is like boarded up and stuff, that will all be sorted. We've got the Velux windows are both in, and obviously the ceiling, they just plasterboarded it just to save us having to plaster, and then we've got these wooden things down the middle which will all be painted. You can see that they've filled the gaps, which I feel like it adds to the feeling in this room rather than it just being smooth. It kind of adds to it. And then this piece of wood here, originally I think it was one of these kinds of pieces of wood, but they've added this to it, and we're going to do a bit of a DIY with making it look like an old piece of wood. So I'm thinking of like literally getting a hammer and nails and knocking at it and taking chunks out and then staining it and just roughing it up so it looks old, because it adds a little bit of character. And then we've obviously got the matchboard on the walls. This will all be painted. You can see they've started to fill all of the nail holes. And then they've been painting the shelves. So we're going to have shelves in these little alcoves. If you remember, this wall had these kind of like granite pieces. I guess they were used to support the wall because this used to be a barn. And we've utilised them by creating holes for storage, which is great. And we're going to have little cupboards at the bottom. And then here you can see we've got no wall anymore, and we've kind of got a bit of a door frame. So I think this is where the door will go. So it'll be quite a lot of door. Obviously that's the limit because of the ceiling. We would have not been able to go any bigger, but it means that will be lovely French doors out. We're waiting for the French doors to be delivered. Last update I had was, unfortunately, the guys who are making it, I think he got COVID, maybe his family got COVID, and they're kind of obviously wanting to stay home, and they're at home so that they don't get anyone else ill who's at work, so they've been having to take time off. They also moved house, so that's caused a little bit of a delay because we were going to get them in January, but they've pretty much made them up. They just need to paint and glaze them, so we should be hearing from them soon, and that will go in, and that I think will really finish the room off because they can then do the wall completely, insulate it, everything, and it will be a complete room. And then they're going to clad the outside with wood like they have on the other side, and I'll show you that when they've done it. But it's really starting to feel like a room in here. I just am so excited. It's so big. It's amazing to be able to use this space that once was a barn as a lovely room. The plan is to have like a big sofa. We can have a projector in here. It can be a fun room. I think we're going to have the Peloton here so you can look outside the window, and it will just be a kind of a fun space basically, and an extra living room. I remember getting trolled so hard when I put out the video that we were moving, and I said that one of the things I was looking for was to have 2 living rooms, and I had dismissed this house because it only had 1 small living room. I know that comes across badly, but everyone who moves house or buys a house has like criteria and a budget. So maybe you're someone who's like, I really want a garden, or maybe you're someone who's like, I really want a modern kitchen, or you're someone who's like, I really want a large main bedroom, or I want an ensuite, or I would love to have extra storage in the house. I don't know. Everyone has their like criteria for what they want in their home, and they have their budget. For our budget, we were seeing houses that did have like 2 what you would call like living areas. So maybe there was like a kitchen diner, which would be like a kitchen with a living area, or there was like an extra like rec room or recreational space, some of the houses we looked at. So I had it in my mind that, oh yes, we can afford to get an extra living space so that maybe Alex could watch TV one night and I could watch TV. Maybe we could have friends over and have like a bigger space that's a bit more fun, where we could have people round. And this house, the rooms, the actual square footage of the house isn't huge, and the rooms are quite small. They were actually similar in size to our old cottage. The house feels a lot bigger because the ceilings are bigger, but the actual size of the bedrooms are small, and the living room is a small living room. I mean, I love the house. We bought it. It's not me. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. I know some of you are typing and ready to misunderstand me. We love the house, which is why we bought it, but I really wanted this extra space, and that's all I was meaning, that it would be a bonus, it would be a luxury, it would be beautiful, it'd be lovely to have that. Not that it's a necessity. Everyone has, you know, when you watch like Grand Designs, or you watch Escape to the Country, or any other like location, every single couple or person that comes on that show, they say, I want this is our budget, and then Kirsty and Phil or whoever goes and looks for it for them. That was all it was, and I'm just so happy now that I've made it happen. I've made my living space, and that's what I kind of envisaged with the garage. I was like, it's got a garage, that can be the extra living space. And look, and maybe one day it could be the office. I don't know, it's got so much flexibility in here, and I know that when this window is in, it's gonna be so bright, and we've gone for it to be just all bright white in here because, yeah, and do you know what, the trip to the Cotswolds has seriously inspired me for how I want to decorate in there. I really want to like go for something a little bit more modern than maybe the spaces we've gone for inside. Our kitchen has a bit of that, like I feel like it's got a bit of a slightly more Mediterranean-y, Scandinavian modern take. Our living room, I went for properly traditional, and in there I think I'm gonna have a mix. I'm excited. It's lunchtime now and I don't know what to eat. You know, when you have a full fridge and it's a bit later than I would normally eat, it's like 1:30, and I just look at it and I'm like, I don't know what to have, especially because I've done that video, which is great. I feel like I'm running out of time. I'm not running out of time. Today's meant to be the more relaxed day. So I finished the wardrobe declutter edit. That's exporting, and then actually I need to write this down. Send video to brand, so I'll send that to them later. All I've got to do is Alex said he would help me with this, is to hang some pictures up in the living room, even if we only get the mirror up, or we only get the one picture up or something, or I fiddle with the shelves. That's, you know, making progress. The thing I've got to do later is I've got to post a brand deal to Instagram, which won't take me very long. I'm gonna write this down. I actually do need to go to the shops, because this evening my family are coming over to help Alex and I with some wedding planning. We have done all the big bits, but we have to do some smaller things, like some organisation. Like we've got to, well, one thing we haven't done, which is quite a big thing, is we haven't got a band. We also need to like finalise our wedding invitations and decide, think about accommodation, because the place we've booked, there is accommodation there, so we need to decide who's staying and then telling everyone else where they can book, that kind of thing. And there's just like a list of things that we have to do that are on my mind because it's a new year and I've kind of not done anything to do with the wedding in January. I'll definitely take you along a little bit more with some wedding planning closer to the time, but it's just at the minute, it's mainly just like literally emails and phone calls. There's nothing that exciting, you just contact people and book them. But we're getting there, we're getting there. One thing that's really helped is I have this, like, you can buy these wedding planning book like folders, and in there's like prompts which tell you what you need to be doing, and then you can write notes in them. Really recommend if you're organising a wedding, because it's really helped me. Anyway, let's decide on what I'm going to eat for lunch. Lunch is a Maddie classic. Shove everything in the fridge in a bowl. So I've got a base of rocket, spinach, cucumber and tomato, classic salad. And then I've got these parsnips and carrots that need to be eaten because I cooked them on Sunday. Some smoked tofu, some olives, kimchi, hummus, salt and pepper, some balsamic dressing, and then it's all topped off with some lovely pumpkin seeds. This is how I want to eat every day. And I just love this kind of meal because I find it's the best. It makes me feel the best after I eat it. It's the best for my digestion. It makes me feel very full. And it's just eating the rainbow. Like, this is health. And I always try and have some kind of protein. So whether that's tofu or chickpeas or lentils, some kind of vegetables, nice dressings and dips to add some fat in there to make it actually like taste really good. And that also helps with satiation a lot. And then having things like lots of greens and salads, they're just so good for you. So you're getting a lot of goodness in. And then olives, I just love the taste of. It just makes everything taste lovely and salty. And then kimchi is so good for your digestion because it's fermented. So I love this kind of meal. And I think that this is what intuitive eating is to me. The fact that I have this for lunch and then I'm gonna have a cup of tea and a chocolate cookie afterwards. Nourish your bodies with foods that make you truly feel really good and work for your digestion. I used to make this kind of thing back in the day, but not put the hummus on there, not put the dressing on there, not add the olives because I was afraid of fat, and I wouldn't even have tofu. It would be so dull and so boring. And I find now with every meal I eat, if I focus on adding proteins and fats to them, it just makes the enjoyment so much better. So for example, my breakfast with porridge, I used to have like a whole cup of porridge, just porridge, with some fruit and maple syrup. There was no fat in there, there was no protein in there. Now I have probably like half a cup or a third of a cup. And then depending on how hungry I am that day, I also have like a protein shake. And then I have loads of chia seeds and hemp seeds. I have peanut butter, I have fruit, and probably the calories are the same, but it's just, I find it more satiating. I find it more enjoyable to eat, and it doesn't sit in my stomach the same. It just works a lot better because I've balanced my meal a lot better. So I'm gonna enjoy this and finish Too Hot to Handle. I watched this season. Who's been watching it? It's not as good as last season. Last season was like so good and I was very disappointed with this season. Not been great. These M&S like chocolate chip cookies, not chocolate chip, they're just chocolate cookies. They're like Plant Kitchen. Oh my gosh, they're so good. I'm gonna have a cup of tea with one of these. Charlie got them, my sister. Oh my gosh. M&S. If you want some good vegan food, just go into M&S. They do the best stuff. We're doing the mirror. I've roped Alex in. My hair is slowly getting more and more bouffant as the day goes on. You excited to put this mirror up?
No.
It's always the jobs at the end that are technically easy that are the worst.
Have you plugged the microphone in this time, dear?
Yeah. I filmed a whole video the other day with the microphone half plugged in, so there was loads of white noise. Ta-da! going to stop doing the living room now because I'm a bit irritated. We're going to put the pictures up, one here and then one below the other lamp. We're going to hang our curtains. The curtains are still wrong. We had them made last year. They were wrong. The pleats were wrong. So we gave them back and they fixed them, but they're not fixed. They're wrong. And it's just like lack of communication. It's just like, I feel like they're over it basically, and they're not bothered. So I'm gonna have to take them. I'm going to Truro on Saturday, so I'm gonna take them to Truro Fabric, because I know that when I went there to get the fabric, they said that they do offer like curtain making services, and the curtains are made. It's just the pleating that needs changing. So I'm hoping that they'll say, yeah, they could do that in a relatively quick turnaround rather than like a 3-month wait, because it's not making curtains, it's just kind of fixing them. Or maybe they could recommend somebody. But yeah, I'm getting irritated by the accumulation of lots of people that we've worked with on the house stuff that have just like not done the jobs properly. And it's like going back to people, it's just very tiring. Like all of our cupboard doors in our kitchen won't close, and it's not even been that long. So it's just, I mean, first world problems, but like I'm just irritated in this moment. I'm gonna feel the irritation. I've like let it out and I'm gonna move on. And now I've got to tidy the living room. I'm not going to put the stuff on the shelves. It's like 4 p.m. now and everyone's coming over at about 6. So I think it's better use of my time just to tidy up. Alex is going to go to the shop. I'll walk Roxy and then I can start cooking dinner, and then we can have a really nice, productive wedding planning evening. And I might come back to this living room at the weekend, but at least we hung the mirror. Beautiful. Now I need to clean it, and there's like a little sticker mark I need to get off. But yeah, it looks great. So I haven't shown you our window seat, and this was another thing that kind of went wrong with the same seamstress. You see how it's all like wobbly at the front, doesn't look ideal. At this point I'm trying to be like, it doesn't matter, who cares? But yeah, it's not how it should look. And it should be, if you know how it's quite like loose like this. It's a bit frustrating. And then the door issue is these catches, they don't work because they've expanded, so the doors are always like this. So when I try and, well, you can't even, yeah, you can't close them. And then you can see like it's expanded, so it's not like level anymore. It's a bit annoying. It's mainly these ones, and I imagine it's because they're near the fireplace, so it's wood, it's expanding. I think it will be fixable if our carpenter comes, which we've been trying to get him to come since the start of December. So yeah, that's you know, it doesn't look neat because it always looks open. Anyway, I'm going to tidy the kitchen now, and I'm going to do these flowers. These flowers will cheer me up. Freddie's flowers have arrived, so I can change them out because those ones are dead, and get the kitchen ready for everyone to come over later. This bouquet actually does have some flowers that are still looking quite pretty. These ones are broken, but these ones, I think these will dry out really nicely. So I'm going to try and find a little vase I can put them in, and then any other future bouquets I'll try and add to it, so nothing is going to waste. Beautiful. Right, kitchen's tidy, looking spick and span. Zeus is enjoying his dinner. This is the only place he will eat his food. I'm going to be making a recipe from the Thug Kitchen cookbook. We are having, actually, the one that's on the cover, these tacos. Alex picked it, and I've got, I think 6 of us are going to be here. I'm going to adapt it because there's 6 of us. I think the recipe makes 6 tacos. So here we go. Roasted beer and lime cauliflower tacos. So I'm going to bulk them out, potentially with lentils, though, no, I think I'll bulk them out with some beans, maybe black beans or something. And this makes 6 tacos, so there's going to be about, I think, 5 of us or 6 of us for this evening. So I'm just going to bulk it out basically and add lots of toppings, so it will kind of just be like tacos fajitas. So I'll have plenty of wraps. I might put some pepper in there. If it was just the two of us, just me and Alex, that was the plan. We would have just made it to follow the recipe, but I'm just gonna bulk it out so that everyone can eat. But I might say goodbye. I might share a few clips of the food when it's ready and stuff, but everyone's gonna be here and stuff, so I will see you either in my next video or I'll vlog again on Saturday, but either way, bye bye.